Hello and welcome to another episode of Moose's Gear Goo Review. I'm Moose. I'm Moose, and today we have another knife review, and that is of the Ka-bar Dozier, or also known as the Ka-bar Dozier Hunter. Um, yeah, this, my friends, is another classic. Been in the game for a very long time, and I always knew about it. I always heard great things about it, but I always looked at it as being just this simple, kind of boring knife. But after carrying it for a while and getting to handle it, you really, a knife grows on you. And this is one that, definitely surprised me and I definitely really enjoy and like. And for the price, it's hard to find many other knives that are this good, if not better. There are some out there, but I mean, this is one of those ones that is a staple in the budget value arena, and it's a classic and it's a beloved knife. So really awesome. And once again, this is the Ka-bar Dozier Hunter, and it's designed by Dozier Design, who's comes out of Arkansas. The designer does. So we'll go over some specs and then we'll get into the knife. So the overall length for this knife is 3.25 inches long. The blade length is 3 inches. The blade thickness is 0.11 inches. The handle length is 4.25 inches long. Handle thickness is zero point 0.4 inches long, and the overall weight is 2.2 ounces, which is really light for kind of a full size folder, medium size folder here. So looking at this knife, first off, this knife does come in a couple different variations, 2 to 3 different blade shapes, and then a number of different handle colors. So the blade shapes, I believe, are this kind of spear point, high saber grind, or a high hollow grind here, and yeah, it's a hollow grind. Uh, so a high hollow grind, or it comes in more of a tapered drop point, and then there's also the opening mechanism. Besides a thumb stud, they have one with a oval um, thumb hole opening. And then two, you can also get it with the DLC coating, or I think just a satin finish. As far as the handle material goes, this is Zytel, which is just a polymer handle scales, but they come in a number of different colors from gray, white, like zombie green, purple, pink, OD green, and this coyote tan. And I think there was for a time. I'm not sure if it's discontinued or whatnot. I'm not quite sure, but I think there's like a D2 version out there with a different style of handle design. So comment below if you know. So looking at the overall profile of the blade, I really like spear point designed or style blades. I just like the symmetry of them, and I like how they perform as far as like doing drilling, especially if you're into like survival or bushcraft. It works really well. But I like the symmetry of them, and it's just basically a drop point. Um, but the DLC coating looks really nice. It is a hollow grind. On the front side, you see the Ka-bar. You also get that Dozier designs there. Then on the other side, you have Taiwan. And then I believe the model number 4062. Other than that, there is some jimping on top of the spine there. It's substantial enough. It does work really well. And then there's like a jimped thumb stud. It is on one side, but you can undo the screw and just mount it on the other side if you are a left-hander. And that does make this knife a dual handle. I forgot the word. Multi-hands. You can either do right or left hand, tip down or tip up only. So the pocket clip also changes Oops, apologize for that. Um, Other than that, yeah, just awesome. Going into the handle's surprisingly comfortable. It's really pretty plain Jane as far as that goes, but it's chamfered really well around the edges. It has a light diamond pattern to it, and it's kind of reminiscent of like your Delica handle, where you have the texturing and then you have that smooth portion in the middle. Um, though I will say that this isn't as um, grippy or sharp as like the bidirectional texturing on Spyderco's, but it does fulfill the needs pretty well. On the opposite side, you have a very simplistic, slim pocket clip that does the job. Actually, works really well. Slides in and out of pocket really nicely. Doesn't bite down too hard. And then you do have a lanyard hole at the end. You might be able to squeeze some 550 paracord through there, but it looks just a hair small as far as the diameter goes. The actual locking back lock mechanism or mid lock is blacked out or DLC coated as well as the rest of the hardware. So there you have it. There are no stainless steel liners, and there you go. Pretty simple knife. At the time of this video, this specific color combo was around $21, $22. Typically, most average Zytel or most average Dozier folders from Ka-bar are under $20 or just at $20. So definitely a great gift knife as well, and a budget-friendly knife at that. So now doing a comparison to some other knives, we have the Daijo Ledge 2, Spyderco Delica 4, and we'll throw in the Kershaw Skyline. As you can see, lengthwise 3 inches, pretty standard across the board for all of these. Handle length, it does have a little bit longer of a handle, but that kind of is what makes this knife so comfortable, because you get a full 4-finger grip, and it just has the right amount of curve in the palm. And honestly, it is one of the more comfortable knives to use, and it worked really well for food prep. I took it on some hiking a little bit and made some campfires with it as well, and the DLC coating actually handled that and held up pretty well, so pretty impressive, but does feel really good in hand compared to some other knives. That being said, there's kind of your comparison, but let's check out the blade thickness. So as you can see, about the same thickness handle wise. It's about the same compared to the Ledge 2, which is a fairly strange knife, but looks cool. To the Delica, once again fairly similar, but I think the Ka-bar Dozier Hunter is slightly thicker in the blade stock and thinner in the handle, so pretty sweet, but very similar in a lot of ways. Still don't get why this is like $70. Come on. Alright, and then to the Kershaw Skyline. Looks like the Dozier's slightly thicker. Handle-wise, about the same. These are actually very similar because the Skyline is also a spear point. But it looks like the Skyline might just be like a tiny bit longer. So great comparison between these two as far as blade shape. So pretty awesome. Alright, so there's that. Finally, the ugly brown glove test. Which is your favorite? I know. Right off the bat, the jimping, it's okay. It's not biting into the cloth glove as much as I'd like, but it is definitely helping. The texturing does help with the grip. See, look at that. I need a new glove. I wish there was some sort of jimping on the actual handle scales on the spine, because if I slip off of that, then it's actually fairly slippery. But if I actually grip down it holds in place pretty well. So does it pass? Yes. I will say it does. Oh yeah, I gotta open it. My bad. Close it. Open it. Does it pass the ugly brown glove test? Yes, it does. What do I give it? I'd give it a B. It worked pretty well. It was substantial. Actually, I'll give it a B minus. B minus. Yes, it's a B minus on the ugly brown glove test. So there you have it, guys. Dozier budget classic. If you want a Ka-bar folder, this is definitely one to start with. Like I said, they have a variety of different colors, and this is definitely one of the best budget knives I would ever recommend for a gift knife as well. So consider that. All right, guys. Be sure to check the links down below. I'll have links to this knife down there if you want to pick one up. Other than that, make sure you check out these other videos here. Click the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Check that in the upper right hand corner. Thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you outside. Take it easy.